Hapa ndo Salem tumefika. We are here to meet Vincent and his mother Jane, courtesy of Geisha. So let's go. Sasa wapi? Ni hapa. Oh, you're Vincent. Oh, you're like, do we not hug? What are we doing? Vincent. Umetufikisha huku.
Karibu.
Umetufikisha Jiri, Salem, na cheki gang. Umetuletea squad. We have an audience.
Yeah, sure.
So mother kondani. So let's meet mom. Okay. Mom, hello.
Sasa habari nzuri.
Asante, good to meet you. Naitwa mama. Tumi pia mimi ni mama.
Okay.
Lakini naitwa Amina from NTV The Trend. Tumekuja leo kukuvisit.
Okay. Asante sana.
The hashtag Hey Amina for the past few weeks has been urging you to share your mom stories, but the hashtag MumAnakuita kwa sababu alikuwa anakuita kila saa, by the way. But you know, no matter how much they beat us, no matter how many times we thought we need to call some form of security company that's going to get your mom, you know what I mean? You're like, where is social services when we used to watch movies? Because sometimes your mom would just go overboard. But no matter what, the one thing that was constant is you loved your mom, you know what I mean? And you would, you know, give up your life in an instant, or, you know, whatever comfort you have so that your mom is happy. And that's what Geisha has been celebrating for the past few weeks as we count down to one of the most important days, and that is Mother's Day. Geisha has been asking you to share your stories, and we've been sharing some stories on The Trend, and now it's time for you who's not a personality, you who's not a celebrity, you who has such an inspiring and incredible story. It's time for you to be here with us on The Trend, courtesy of Geisha. And that's how we got to hear of Vincent Juma's story. So leo tuko Jerry. So wagwan at The Trend live with the hashtag Hey Amina. No, when you're Salimia Vincent. Hi Vincent.
Hi.
You've been smiling.
It's amazing to have you here.
Oh, you're hosting me. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
It's your show.
It's my show.
Okay, sure.
I'm the host today.
Great.
So karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Yes. Yes.
Nilikuwa nimekuja kusema story yangu.
Sure.
Asante. Vincent, give me my placard.
Sure, have it.
My placard. Do you watch The Trend?
Yeah, sure. I do watch The Trend every day.
Every day?
Yeah, every Friday.
Every Friday. What was your favorite show?
My favorite show is when you hosted Chronics. I'm a huge fan of Chronics.
Chronics was probably my most awkward interview of life.
Sure.
Look, he's like agreeing. That's really funny, but it's okay.
Yeah.
I'm so happy that you finally invited us to Jerry.
Thank you so much, Karibu.
For heeding our call as we asked everyone to share stories.
Thank you so much.
So tell us about Jericho. So you grew up here?
I grew up in Eastleigh, but I moved to Jericho. So I've spent most of my teen and adult life here. Yes.
But it didn't begin here. You were in Shags at some point.
Yes,
right?
yes.
So take us back to, you know, what started all of this. You guys moving now to Nairobi and moving to Eastleigh and Jericho was after the passing of your dad.
Yes.
Tell us about, you know, the events leading up to, and of course even after your dad's passing, and what transpired in your family.
Now, immediately after my dad passed on in 1994, my mom and all our family, of course, went for the burial. And due to the Luo culture, my mom was expected, first of all, to shave her hair. She was supposed to shave her hair and go through at least, I think, some rituals. Then she was also to be inherited after the husband has passed on, because she wasn't that old. So as for her, she wasn't quite comfortable with what was happening. She wasn't comfortable with being inherited. She wasn't comfortable also with the culture as well, which wasn't favoring her that much. So she decided not to do it, and especially the biggest part was when she decided that she doesn't want to be inherited. So it created a bad blood and some sort of hatred between her and the relatives of the dad's side. So they decided to expel her from their circle, not to be one of them. And the saddest thing is that when she was still in burial, somebody decided to come back to Nairobi, where they were staying with the husband, And the relatives, they took everything from her, from the house.
Oh, so this is when wanasikana kule nyumbani.
Yes. Some of the relatives were busy taking everything from her house. So she comes to Nairobi, to Eastleigh, to a relative. They stay there for quite some time, and she decides to go find a house where she can be able to live with all of us. So the easiest place for her to go was Mathare. So she went to Mathare.
How much was the rent?
The rent in Mathare was 200 shillings at that time. So she goes to Mathare, finds a house of 200 shillings, lives with all of us there. Yeah.
Are you going to school at the time?
At that time, no. We're not going to school. Because first of all, you're confused. You don't know where to start. Culture shock. You've never been to the slums before. It is your first time. You have to be there. Because at first they were staying, my dad was working with Kenya Railways. So when he was working with Kenya Railways, we were staying in those houses in Mudurwa, the Kenya Railways houses. So we moved from that place, and suddenly we are in Mathare. So there's this culture shock you're not used to. She cannot organize herself. She doesn't know where to start to as well. So it took quite some time. And actually my elder brother had to drop out of school. So he dropped out of class 8. So the other ones, my sister and my other brother, she decides to take them to our grandmother. So my grandmother stays with my other siblings, and since I was the youngest, she decides to stay with me because I was around 2-3 years of age. So she couldn't put me under somebody else's custody. So she decides to be with me.
So you're the only one who finished school?
Sure.
Your firstborn brother dropped out of class 8?
Of class 8, yeah.
Secondborn?
The second and the thirdborn, they were in and out of school. They're being chased for school fees, in and out. So just moment they're just doing the exam so that they can finish high school. So actually what helped them is during the Kibaki administration, there's a day he came up with a decree that if you had finished Form 4, go get your certificate even if you have huge debt in school. And it was at that point that they were lucky. Went to school and they got their certificates, but they were in and out of school. They were not attending all their classes.
So your firstborn brother is, fending for himself hapo pale barabarani anauza vitu.
Yes.
Your secondborn is your sister now.
Yes.
Okay, na anafanya kazi gani?
Just small vibarwas kwa mtaa.
Na brother ko?
The other one, due to the condition, it's like he couldn't absorb it all. He was depressed. I think he's never recovered that much. So he became an alcoholic as well and got into such stuff.
So you are providing for your entire family?
Sure.
How's that like?
There's something which Trevor Noah said. I heard Trevor Noah saying that one thing when you grow in Africa, there's something which you normally refer to as a black tax. Black tax basically is that when your parents take you to school, they expect you to take care of them and take care of your siblings as well. So this is a responsibility which I cannot neglect. I have to take care of these people. One, I have been privileged to get education beyond the level which they have obtained. At least I can be able to get some money somewhere to settle them down. So that's why I have to come in, because if I don't do it for them, then who will?
You know, before, when we were just talking, you were mentioning how, you were looking at your mom and you were getting a bit emotional saying, why you have to share this story.
Sure.
And we reached out because of Geisha, and Geisha celebrating moms. Mother's Day is coming up, Vincent.
Yeah.
So ukifikiria madhako and everything she's, given up for you guys for the past 20 years, unaweza taka kumwambia na unaweza taka watu wajue nini juu ya madhako?
One thing I love to tell my mom is, first of all, I appreciate the sacrifice which she has made for us. I saw my mom selling her clothes to buy us uniform. This person who is willing to walk naked to make sure that you're dressed up. So I just want to share with her that wherever she is, that I love her as a person, and she has really encouraged me and made me who I am in life, and she has showed me the path to life, and I'm sure I'm just praying that God gives her enough energy in life, enough life, so that she can see me give back to her.
What dreams do you have for your mom?
First of all is I know what she wants. She wants me to build a house for her. She has nowhere to live. So my plan is to build a house for her, at least to get somewhere where she'll be able to stay in the future. Yeah.
You said that you remember once your mom sold her clothes. What are some of the other things that you saw her sacrifice and give up for you guys as you were growing up that really that you just could not withstand? It was just too hard for you to witness.
One thing I saw my mom sell her clothes to take us to school. I saw my mom sacrificing her meals so that she could give us the food. And actually at some point she had been diagnosed by a disease. I think she had ulcers, and it was due to stress and due to malnutrition and stuff. And I came to realize all this was because she was denying herself too much. And yeah, so much.
What was she denying herself?
Pardon?
What was she denying herself? Food?
She has denied herself food, she has denied herself comfort, she has denied herself any pleasure she could have in life. She has fully dedicated herself to us. Yeah.
What do you admire and love the most about your mom?
If I were to say the whole list, we'll spend like the whole day here.
Top 3.
So I'll stick to top 3. One, she's compassionate. Second, she's very encouraging. Yes, compassionate, she's encouraging, and she's very loving. So loving. Yeah, so
and then
loving.
she's also welcoming.
So
very
welcoming.
hospitable.
So much.
Very humble.
She's so humble. All that.
See, I saw that in the 2 minutes that we met. Thank you so much. So we're going to be
Thank you so
talking
much,
to Vincent's mom in a bit so that
Sure.
we can find out from her how Vincent was as a kid. And now we're joined by Vincent's mom, Jenna Dhiambo.
Yeah.
Asante sana kwa kutukubali tukuje kwako, mam.
Okay.
Tumeshukuru. So ni Salem. Nilikuwa na Vincent yeye ametoka kwa Hoodman. Sasa akumbuki ni Salem, sijui kabisa. Anyway, but it's so good to meet you, mom. Unajua tumefurahi sana kukuja. Vincent alikuwa ameandika, tulikutana mali inaitwa Twitter. Alikwambia?
Aliniambia.
Si kila sana kwenda huko kwa
saa yote ako hapo.
Unashangaa anafanya nini?
Hata saa nyingine mimi nawaambia uwekenge hiyo chini kidogo.
Hata nini aongeleshe watu. Si ndio? So unaitwa mama nani? Amesema unaitwa mama Vincent lakini sikubali. Unaitwa mama nani? Tulikana kama mama nani?
Mama Kinyi, ile jina watu wamejua sana, ama Mama Uchieng.
Okay.
Yeah.
So none of that Vincent has featured here, but it's okay. Vincent anakupenda sana mama. Akatuambia vile ulikuwa na maisha ngumu, yani ukawaleta Nairobi, mkakuja Nairobi, mkapata kila kitu ishachukuliwa. Hebu tukirudi pale 1994, unaweza kukumbuka nini? Unaweza kutueleza nini?
Sasa 1994 nilikuwa kwa shida. Wakati mzee aliaga, nilinyang'anywa kila kitu. Paka nikabaki hivyo, kiti hakuna hata nini. Nikajaribu, sasa nitafanya nini? Nikanunua stool 2. Hizo stool 2 nilikaa nazo, wakafunjika. Nikarudi hivyo tena, sina hata kiti. Chakula naye kwa shida. Sasa zingine tunashinda hivyo. Bila chakula. Tuko hapo Isili 10th Street. Saa ingine hawa naweza lala njaa masiku, sio siku moja. Kuna siku nakumbuka Vincent na ndugu yake alikuwa amesikia njaa sana. Kuna building ori alikuwa analeta kama tangawizi, michele, maragwe, ilikuwa namwagika hapo nyingi. Wakaenda, wakarogota hizo vitu, michele na maragwe, wakakuja, wakapika, walikuwa na njaa. Kwa hivyo saa zingine hata chakula hakuna. Vitu nimenyang'anywa yote. Kama tujakuja Isili, nikatoka nikaenda Madhari vile alikuwa amesema. Madhari niliona maisha ngumu. Nililipa nyumba tu mwezi moja. Nikaona hakuna hata mali ya kwenda choo. Maji unanunua, sina pesa. Sasa zingine nikikuwa nao naenda hapo kwa bridge nyingine, mama nauza vitu kama unga nini. Na sanunua unga kama nusu kilo, ile mkebe ya kimbo ya kitambo. Nanunua hiyo unga nusu. Tunaenda tunapika na mboga kidogo. Chai ni sitrungi, saa zingine hakuna sukari, hakuna nini. Tunaendelea tu kwa hiyo maisha. Tukirudi naona hii maisha naye inanilemea. Sina pesa ile nitakuja kulipa nyumba. Nikaongea na baba wangu mwingine, tulipeleka nyumbani, tulimzika tarehe 12. Akanisaidia na mali ya kuweka tu kichwa, yani ni hema. Ni hiyo hema alikuwa amezeeka kabisa. Tukaingia kwa hiyo hema. Sasa nimekuja Isili, nimetoka Madhari. Tukaingia kwa hiyo hema tukakaa. Hey, hema ameseeka, mvua ndio hiyo akinyesha naingia unanyesha sana. Mse mwingine nikaongea naye, nitajaribu nipate pesa kidogo nikulipe kama unaweza kunisaidia na jikoni nikae. Akanipa jikoni kadogo tu. Ukiweka stool 2 hakuna mahali pa kupika. Hata watu wakikuja hakuna wageni anaweza kula. Tukaishi kwa hiyo shida, maji mvua ikinyesha kubwa naingia kwa hiyo nyumba. Saa zingine kama mvua imenyesha kama tujapika tunalala nje. Juu hakuna mahali pa kupika, lazima tuchote hiyo maji tumwage nje ndio tupate mahali pa kupika. Kama ni usiku natoa hawa naweka kwa kitanda moja huko, ingine nalala pande hii.
So mpaka ndo wakaendelea na shule,
akaendelea
na
masomo.
Okay, so now mom, Geisha walisikia story yako, wakasikia venye ulingangana na watoto wako, ukaendelea ukafika mpaka hapa, ukamweza ukamsomesha Vincent, na bado unangangana kukuza familia yako. Unajua kuna biashara ya omena. Watu wakitokeza omena wanaweza kukupata hapo. Unajua hivi sasa unapata biashara. Peana namba mama, tujenge. Wewe watoto kupata wapi?
Omena. Nikipeana namba watanipata tu hapa.
So tupeane sahi ama
namba niko naye naweza sema tu nimejua kwa kichwa.
Okay, so namba
ni 015 5
015 ama
0715 5 88 493.
Okay. Sawa, pigeni madhe msiku hivyo. Pigeni madhe. So mom, Geisha walisikia history yako wakasema sasa, you know what, we need to encourage you. Lazima tukucelebrate. So sasa tutakupatia mazawadi za Geisha. And other than that pia tutakupatia pesa 30,000. Tuseme tu asante sana kwa kuweza kuendelea na watoto na kung'ang'ana nao kwa sababu ni kazi ngumu, maisha ni ngumu. Na pia Vincent anakupenda sana.
Amenipenda.